There once was a lad on the tube of the U who made silly videos for people to view. He fancied himself a medieval town planner and wanted to become the lord of the manor. So sit back, relax, if you are bored, watch Pibbles playing Manor Lords. Hello, I'm Mr. Pibbles and welcome back to our playthrough of Manor Lords here on the Mr. Pibbles YouTube channel. Now, where did we get to last time we played? Well, we got all of these burgages built, which means we've now got a lot of houses, which is good. And that is where we got to. Now, we are at the point now where we can start doing a little bit more sort of bits and pieces around here. Now, the first thing I was going to do is buy a new ox, because we've now got a small stable here. However, the trade is not available yet because it is winter. So, instead, what we're going to do is we are going to move over to start sort of building out our infrastructure a little bit more. And we are going to sort of build ourselves a mine. So in goes the quarry, which should be there. And while we're waiting for that to be built, let me just sort out some roads. I think if we do that, and then that, then what we can do is we can always sort of turn this into a bit of a round and back, like that. So then that gives us a sort of roundabout way to get up to the mine. Now our approval rating is at 72%, which isn't ideal, but there we go. We are slowly getting there. And we have had a new family move in. That is not too shabby whatsoever. We are slowly getting more and more people. That is not bad at all. But yes, so I think our plan by the end of this episode is to have made it to the medium village requirements and get to that point. So let's start by adding. We'll add one person to the quarry. So the last thing we need to do before we can sort of convert this into upgrade some places is build a church, and we finally got enough resources. Having in the last episode gone, oh, we need enough resources to build a church. We finally got enough resources. So let's just speed that up and saving complete and see where it gets us. Now I believe we're slowly getting back to spring, so within time we should be able to sort of get some more food back in, because food is the one resource that we're a bit shabby on at the moment, but that's fine. I think food is going to be something that we look at a little bit more sort of moving forward, as it were. In terms of sort of where we are now, we're going to start looking at farms so we can actually start getting farming sorted in, well, I believe in the next year in terms of in-game time. Now, let me just do that quickly, and if I can remember correctly, let's watch this church get built. I do really love the cinematic camera and the speed-up features of this game. It's just kind of fun to just watch things go up. And, let's take it out. Where's my mouse gone? There. Yeah, we'll take it out of cinematic mode very quickly, so we can sort of properly get an idea of when this is done. Oh, we're actually up to 100%. Now that's not too bad. And within a couple of moments we should, if I'm correct, have a church. Which, once that's done, and it shouldn't take too much longer, I think we're literally just waiting for that fence post to be done. Is anyone going to come finish this fence post? Oh. And there we go. Back out and pause. So we now have our wooden church, which is all good. So I think the next place we need to go is sort of start upgrading our burgages, and we are going to start with sort of the 3 that we started off with here, because we need 2 to make it to sort of your medium village. So I think we will look at upgrading these, and we have 16 planks. That is more than enough. So we'll upgrade, and after buying some chickens, we'll upgrade that. And while we're at it, we can finally buy another ox, which is absolutely wonderful. That should just speed everything up just a little bit more. Build more hitching posts or upgrade one to a stable. I have a stable. Hang on. I may need to buy another hitching post. And we will place this hitching post. Let me just have a look at sort of space-wise. Can we afford to stick this hitching post? Like, no. In which case, we are going to stick this hitching post here. And hopefully, we will we'll see some results before long. As I say, I have a little bit of a plan for this episode, but I think we are going to get a lot more done in this episode than we did in the previous episode, so that is all good. Now the fish, they're coming back. That's good. That means we'll have more food, and the mushrooms are coming back. That is even better. That means we will have more food. Now our quarry is there. It's all well and good. That is excellent. That should mean that we don't run out of stone, which is amazing. So, let me just speed this up very quickly. Because they are almost done. And as soon as these are done... Oh, that's one done. And if we just wait here for a moment, we will watch this all happen. Slowly, as it were. Right, progress seems to have just stopped. I have no idea why. But we have our hitching post now, that is good. So that should mean that our oxes don't run away. Amazing. Yeah, we've got 2 there, and we've got 1 there. Excellent. So if I, again, just speed this up very quickly. The hope is... Oh, we have our ox there. That ox is... Which ox are you? Aha, you're that one. Nice. And that is Ludwig. Nice. So, these should be done literally within moments. And then we will be a medium-sized village. Oh, I forgot. We need to add someone to the church. There we go. Now, I think the next thing we really need to look at is getting to a point where we can start actually producing tools. Because tools are going to be very useful. So, let me have a look. Where is it we get tools from? I think... Aha! There we go. We have reached a medium village. That is amazing. So this is our medium village now. It's all very fun. So, where was I? Yes. No, I remember. Tools. Where do we get tools from? Tools we obtain from the smithy. Okay, so we need iron slabs for that. For iron slabs, we need iron ore. And iron ore we obtain from over there. Okay. let me just have a quick look about maintaining... Oh, I forgot we could change. Anyway, yeah, no, I forgot that we could... that we needed durability on these. So, we've got 23 days left of durability on the Woodcutter's Lodge. So, that possibly means that we should build out up there a bit of a mining colony, as it were. That's all fine. We can do that quite easily. If we sort of come in here, what is it we need to get the iron? I think it is, there we go, a mining pit. So if we place that down there, and then what we'll do is we will sort of get these roads around it. And as I say, what we can ultimately aim to do is build out a little community over here as well. So, let's just get some roads in, just to connect this up to here. And then where's the end of that? That's there. Let's bring that round, bring that round. Actually, let's bring that round a little bit more to that corner there, like that. There we go. So now we've got a road network taking us to the mine, which is good. And I think what we'll do now is we will sort of then aim to get our sort of industry around here sorted next. So that would be the bloomery, which we can stick. Ooh, I'm thinking, what's the other one we need? The smithy. Smithy isn't too big. What we might do is end up sticking one there, and smithy goes there, bloomery goes there, smithy goes there. Excellent. And now we wait, as it were. As I say, I kind of like the idea of having this sort of, not separate community, but separate community over here that kind of sorts the mine out and does all the clay mining and all that, which sounds like quite a fun idea. Oh, lack of administrative buildings and unemployment has taken us down by 20%, but our approval is up. That is good. Saving complete. Okay. Well, let's just speed that up. How much stone are we on? Because if people are complaining about that. Okay, we do actually have enough. So, what we will do at some point within the next few is we will look at getting a manor in. Sort of once we've sorted out this little bit of industry down here. And to be fair, once this bit of industry's done, we will then actually end up needing a couple more burgages, which is fun. So let's just watch all of this come in here. So that is our mining pit done. That is good. Oh, storage house is full. So, where's our storehouse? It is, if I remember correctly. And I do not remember correctly. It is that one there. Let's upgrade that. That should be good. And speed up time, of course. Cool. Yeah, we are doing good for food. That's all good. We're on 57 planks. That's more than enough. And our stone is going up. That is incredible, as it were. As I say, we will... Once we get to a point where we can sort of start making this its own little community, as I say, we can always stick another church, another well, all that through here, which should be quite fun. But there we go. So again, let's just speed this up a little bit. And actually, let's head back over here. Have they started work on upgrading the storehouse yet? Yes, they have. So within a few moments there should be no more storehouse issues. Which is wonderful. Excellent. So obviously these 3 burgages are now at level 2. To upgrade them to level 3 we need either some grains, some vegetables, or some foraged goods. And we need some animal produce or fruits. Now that is something that we are going to look into. Garments, we can sort that out. Those are supplied from the marketplace, but we need to have animals before we can do that, which is fine. Beverage we'll sort out in the next episode, and church access. Well, we need to get all the resources for the churches first, but there we go. No. So once all of these are done, then we can look at getting a couple more burgages built, and we will actually slow time back down. So what? We need 2 more burgages to be a large village. I think we can get that done by the end of this episode. That's simple stuff. Our little miner is mining away there. Oh, the saw pit storage is full. But then, well, we've just upgraded the storehouse. So that's all fine. Excellent, the bloomery is done. That's all good. And within a few moments, the smithy shall be done. Excellent, we can make tools now. That is wonderful. Okay. With that done and dusted, we can now think about what we're doing next. So, these burgages, they don't have backyard plots yet. I'm thinking that we're going to make these all goats, because that could be quite useful to just have some goats sort of hanging around in the back of these right in the middle of town, which is quite fun. What are we looking at? Yeah, we've got more than enough planks to get all of that sorted. Now these 2 over here, I'm thinking we do more chickens, I'm thinking. And then we've got those there. Now, speaking of getting these burgages done, I am very aware that we need more burgages to get more people in. But our approval, again, is up. That's good. And, yeah, it's those 2 sort of public orders that aren't. But there we go. Let's see what we can do. So, if we were to get... That's 3 more burgages with backyard plots. That is wonderful stuff. So that, I'm thinking, is where we go next. But I am just wondering, can I, in theory, if I were to do that, that would give me 3 there. And then can I do the same there? So that's from there to about... no, from there to there to about there to about there. Yeah, in theory we can get 6 burgages in that spot and 6 burgages in that spot. That is, again, wonderful. We are really sort of building out this industrial network here, and I really like it. So yeah, that is brilliant. I think the other thing that I want to get done before anything else really is I want to build us a trading post all the way up here, which should be quite fun. So, yep, we've got mushrooms growing, our fish are growing, that's good. So in we will stick some more burgages there. Or do I stick them that way round? No, I do think they'll be better that way round. Like that. Excellent. Let's just speed that up again. And as I say, once these are all done, that's that one done there. Let's buy some goats. And some more goats. And I am very aware that we are low on regional wealth. So we can only really get 1 more set of goats for now. But that is fine because we can get more goats. And we will just wait for the other bits to be done before we add more goats. The joys of playing this game. So in terms of maintenance, are we making these tools that we need to make? Yes. And I think so, maybe? I don't know. Yes, no, we are making tools. That is brilliant. And if we get a surplus of tools, which I don't know if we will with the lack of iron, but if we do, then we can start sort of trading them off. Now what I'm going to do for now quickly is... actually, we've got no other entrances really to the church, but I am thinking that if I sort of build up this path around the church, that could be quite nice. Because then that sort of means that you can get in through those entrances there. And that means that we've got more spaces for the burgages. Now the rains of May seem to be falling down, which is wonderful. And if only we had crops. But that is an in-game next year problem. Now we've got one more person, which is good, which means we are going to start looking at getting this. Oh, where is it? It is logistics trading post. Now I'm thinking we set out our little trading sort of outpost up here, because we can stick the trading post in. Actually, we've got enough, so we can actually sort of plan this out. So I'm going to pause time quickly. So that then is where our trading post sits, which is good. Then we have a pack station. That is for sending stuff between regions. We don't necessarily need that, but we need the livestock trading post, and I think that's going to be best suited to... sort of if we bring that up to there, and then bring that along there, then I think that livestock trading station would be sort of best suited to, we'll say, that space there, and then we can stick a couple of burgages around here if needs be. And then we can always bring that back to there. And then we've got space for one or two, well, I say one or two burgages, or if we want one really big burgage. So I'm thinking if we were to do that and then take it just down to one plot of land, that gives us some really nice backyard space that we can play around with, which is wonderful. So that's the second of these burgages down here sorted. So I'm assuming that once we get that third in, that will all just work out quite nicely for us. Our approval has actually gone down just a touch, but that's fine. Right, that burgage is done. So that's 3 of these burgages. And now we've got this sort of area up here now being sorted. This has actually been a really productive episode. I didn't expect that we'd get this much done, but there we go. Yeah, we don't have any surplus tools at the moment, but as I say, with everyone around here, sort of I can see this really becoming a productive space. And actually, there's a back part to the smithy there, so I wonder if we were to, say, get a road that comes up to there and goes round the back of that there to there, then actually we can start getting some burgages out round there later on. There we go. I'm really enjoying the look of this all. Now, how's everything coming along up here? Well, our trading post is under construction. This big burgage here is under construction. I think this will really be sort of our first sort of much bigger, much more, I'm not going to say productive burgage, because I'm saving sort of the big productive ones for over here when we get our farmland sorted. But I think this is going to be our... Oh, where are we? We're there. But no, I think this will be our first sort of really... you know, this is where we'll start making strides towards getting our level 3 burgages sorted. And we still need to level up 2 of these burgages to level 2. Okay, so that is this one done. That is brilliant. That is a wonderfully sized back plot. So, what have we got? Well, a bakery we could do, but I'm saving that for later. Blacksmith's workshop we could do. but we don't necessarily need a blacksmith's workshop because we've got our smithy over that side. Brewery we will need, but not now. Tailors we will need, but not now. Cobblers we will need, but not now. Joiners we won't need, I don't think. Butchers we might need, but not yet. Bowers we won't need. Armourers we won't need. So I'm thinking we actually build an orchard. I think an orchard could be quite nice, because then we can sort of get a number of trees sort of into this little trading outpost, which could be quite nice. And in terms of actually building out this trading outpost, we've also got this space here where we could put another burgage or two, which is quite fun. I think it's gonna... Oh, hang on. A new family moved in. Yay, more people. So that should give us some sort of ability to place people here and there and everywhere, which should be good. And as I say, once these are all done, then we will finally... We'll finish up this episode by building the last real thing for this area, which is going... Well, for this episode, which is going to be my Lord's Manor. Okay, that trading post is done. Let's add someone there. Amazing, we can trade things now. And as soon as this burgage plot's done, we can purchase quinces, pears, or apples. I might wait and do some apples when I can. Once we've got enough regional wealth for that, we will turn that into an apple orchard, because I think that could be quite nice sort of around this area. And I know we've got the livestock trading post there. Once we've got the ability to sort of trade things in, then we will... yeah, then we'll start looking at getting some more done. Right, livestock trading post is done. Let's add someone there. Cool. Now, as I have already said, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to place the manor down. Now, the thing about this manor is really finding the space for it, and I'm thinking there-ish. Because it's a nice plot of land and we can't actually do much with that. But I did have a thought of we could place the manor up here with the trading post, which could be quite fun, and then we can always actually turn this into a bit of a... Hang on, I'm not going to commit to it just yet. We'll have a look. So walls and gates. If I were to sort of come in here and let's say there, could I in theory hang on, adjust curvature. Now we want this to be a straight piece of, hang on. Right, let's do that, but then... Okay. If we were to get that into there like that... Sorry, this is just a speculation at this point. I'm just thinking of whether or not we'll be able to kind of do something interesting with having the manor up here, because we could always sort of do something a little bit like that, which would then give us almost a checkpoint, which is quite fun. Actually, my tax office, we don't necessarily need the tax office, but what if I were to take it and actually stick the tax office down here? Nope. Oh, hang on. This is the first time I'm actually looking at this stuff. Ooh. Right, let's get rid of that. So, tax office. Hold. Aha. So if I were to stick my tax office sort of right in the centre of town there, like that. No, I do think the tax office would be better up this end. So I think the tax... Oh, no. I think the tax office ends up going in this corner here. Like... that. Right, if we were going to play around with things like garrison towers or outer towers, I don't think we necessarily need them. And again, if I were to sort of come in here and build these walls around with that, then sort of make this really, really, really pop. Yeah, I think that's what we will ultimately aim to do with this little trading post. Let's commit to that. So, while we wait for our manor to be built, let's very, very quickly speed up time. So, this should solve one of our problems, which is the lack of administrative buildings, as soon as our manor is built. And while our manor is being built, let us actually slow this back down, and we'll have a little bit of a look at what we've done today. So we have made sure we've got an extra ox, so we've got 3 oxes here now, which is good. We've built a quarry, which I really can't complain about, because that's really quite cool. We've upgraded these burgages, and we're finally at a medium village. So next episode we'll look at actually making this a large village. We've built a church, which is wonderful stuff. And we have bought a number of goats, which are back there. And we have started our little mining colony up here with the smithy, the bloomery, and the mining pit, which is wonderful. So, and we've got our sort of trading outpost up here. So as soon as this is all done, we can, well, we'll finish this episode, but I will sort of say now, please give us a like, give us a follow, possibly even a subscribe if I'm lucky enough. And I will say that now before we sort of finish off. And we'll finish off in style like we usually do, and we'll get down to guest level. Guest level? What is this, Planet Coaster? We'll get down to, we'll get down to ground level and see how everything is. So this is the church. I quite like this. We can't go inside, that's fine. Obviously, over this way, we've now got this path that goes around. And I do think that the church just completes this town centre. I don't think we could have done this any better way. I think the only other thing we need is what's going there, which will end up being the tavern, which is good. How is progress coming along up here? It is slowly coming along. That is good. We may have to leave that there for this episode, and then come back once. Well, we'll come back in the next episode and it'll all be done, possibly. But we have made it to our 60. So the last thing I will do for this episode is I will finally purchase some saplings. So now this is now going to be a lovely little orchard. So if you have enjoyed this episode, then please do like, do subscribe, and do comment. And I will see you within the next episode. Ta-ta. Roll that outro.